some of the most terminally political people are the craziest of them all. Is this really the moral of Silent Hill F? Has Japan fallen? The morals are, all men are evil and marriage is slavery. Women should be free. No, that is not the morals of Silent Hill F. And stop saying Japan has fallen just because a video game or media disagrees with you politically. For context, Silent Hill F is the story of Hinako, a teenage girl in 1960s Japan who lives with her abusive parents and was pressured into all sorts of societal expectations, including marriage. Without spoiling too much, no, not all the men in the story are evil. Not even Hinako's abusive dad, who is part of the reason why she doesn't want to get married in the first place. The men in the story are portrayed with a decent amount of nuance, so they're not truly evil. As for the marriage is slavery part, the whole plot revolves around an arranged marriage to someone that Hinako doesn't want to marry. In the context of the game, Hinako doesn't dismiss the prospect of marriage out of hand, she's just not ready for it. There are adults that are not ready to marry yet, let alone teenagers. And yes, women being free is part of the story's message, but it's not the central theme of the game. These things are not that hard to grasp for anyone who does a little amount of research, but clearly social media doesn't want to push facts and would rather push political agendas like Japan has fallen. The only thing that's fallen here is your intelligence. A lot of this in the replies. I don't use the term media literacy, but you're not even media literate, you're just actually illiterate. Here's an even more incorrect assessment of Silent Hill F from the resident anti-woke nutjob Synthetic Man, who calls it disgusting woke propaganda. Because of course he does, he calls almost everything that. This 4chan user just takes his words that the game is anti-natalist, anti-marriage, misandrous, and absolute dog poo. Without spoiling too much, the game is not anti-natalist and anti-marriage, as the endings have characters to be open for that possibility in the future, especially when they are not, arranged, because that's one of the key plot points of the game. It's about an arranged marriage, and the main character refuses to participate in a marriage that she doesn't consent to, especially when she's a teenager. It's not the most complex of morality to comprehend, but clearly some people miss that fact. The message to the Japanese people it's meant for is that they should be afraid of marriage and not reproduce. One, that is not what the message of the game is. The game is against arranged marriage that you are forced to participate in, not marriage in general. Being against arranged marriage should be a universally agreeable stance to anyone with a rational mind. It's not the most complex of plot and morality, but the fact that there are some people who still couldn't get it is not something I blame the game's writing for. That's the 4chan for you. And two, Japanese people don't need the game or the media to convince them to not marry and reproduce. They can just put their phone down and look around them. Their social and economic conditions are not good enough for them alone, let alone for children. But most of these internet lurkers don't understand that, because most of them have never been in any relationship with actual commitment and responsibility. Because people are being terminally online, they're gonna make some schizophrenic conspiracy theory about how the game is the Chinese game that influences Japan to eradicate themselves via inducing and reinforcement of the fear of marriage and motherhood. First off, the game is made by Taiwanese developers, but the writer is Japanese, and he made the When They Cry series. Second, Japan doesn't need media like Silent Hill F to propagate the idea that marriage and motherhood are things to be feared. Reality does that incredibly well. Literally, go outside, talk to people, and face the harshness of reality, which is that marriage is not an easy thing to commit to. And parenthood, not just motherhood, is a shackling burden of responsibility for everyone to handle. Are people so terminally online these days to not realize how incredibly demanding the responsibilities of someone starting a family are? And by people, I mean the tradcons that love to idealize marriage and family life. So when they see a media like Silent Hill F that criticizes the idea, they go ballistic, even though the game wasn't even saying what they think it's saying. We don't need the game to convince everyone not to get married and reproduce. Reality does a great job of that. I am I'm reaching 30 and I'm about to start a family myself. Do you love to watch anime or play video games? Enjoy those precious times, because when you reach adulthood and are about to start a family, you will have little to no time for that. I don't have time to play games or watch movies or TV shows. Pretty much most of my time is consumed with nothing but work, whether it be academic work, IT work, managerial work, YouTube, all that stuff. It's insanely time consuming, and I could barely squeeze in 10 minutes of playing Unreal Tournament or Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Add children into the mix, and I'm about to get way busier than I am right now. Fortunately, I am perfectly content with that life. Gaming isn't as exciting as they used to be when I was younger. The same goes with media. It's the same mold, same mold. I actually find more enjoyment doing all my work and all my responsibilities, more so than I am gaming and consuming media. Seriously, they are so unimpressive lately that work feels more fun. I am more than ready to handle all those things. In fact, I am handling all those things. The same cannot be said to a lot of terminally online tradcons who love to propagate and idealize the nuclear family without realizing how demanding all that is. A lot of these people couldn't even form short-term relationships, let alone start a whole family. They do not practice what they preach. And no, I'm not anti-marriage or anti-nuclear family. I am in favor of all of that. That's why I'm actually doing it in real life rather than just propagating those ideas online. Because guess what? Marriage is not for everyone. Some people prefer to stay single after so many failed relationships. The dating scene is so toxic these days. No wonder people stay single. I know family members that are still single that are reaching their 40s. All I'm saying is, you don't need Silent Hill F to tell you that marriage and adulthood are scary prospects for a teenager or anyone to face. Reality does a great job with that. And all you need to do is to put the phone down, look around, and listen to the people who actually live in it. I genuinely think that being terminally online is rotting people's minds. It might seem counterproductive to my channel and my videos to encourage people to stop being online and go outside, but I think that people really need to be snapped back to reality just so that they don't say dumb stuff like this. As far as interaction baits go, this one is rather pathetic. Y'all really want to get married and have sex with the same person for the rest of your life? Yes. That's the whole point of being married. You're gonna have sex with the same person for the rest of your life. It's called commitment, loyalty, responsibility, something that a lot of Westerners know very little about, considering how often they cheat and divorce. See? People just don't like to get married, some with dumber reasons than others. But forget about all that. Asking this question sheds some interesting implications. This means that you really don't mind getting married to more than one person in your life, which means divorce is something that's just normal, right? That, or you don't want to get married in general, which is a more understandable position because it's better to just stick with yourself rather than one person that you can't trust. And then there's sex. Nice of you to talk about your promiscuity, but most people would rather keep their sexual activities to a select few people that they truly trust rather than go wild like you. Go wild all you like, just leave the rest of us alone. We do not want to suddenly get contracted with syphilis. And speaking of going wild, let's go back to Japan going wild, and how some people would love to spread straight up falsehoods about it. It's quite a meme to reference this, isn't it? Japanese people, when they go to America and see a vending machine sell drinks instead of worn panties of an underage girl. Yeah, about the Japanese underwear vending machine, it's not a thing anymore. It used to be a thing back in the 90s, but this may be surprising to a lot of you out there, but people in Japan do have standards and banned that sick filth in the early 2000s. But hey, if you want to find them, they are in adult stores in Tokyo or Osaka. Some machines also sell panty-themed toys or packaging, but not actual garments. So you are partially correct in that there are vending machines selling adult products that include panties, but they are not used underwear of teenagers. You surely don't live in Akihabara because those things are kinda normal around here. Do you live in Akihabara? It's not that hard to do some digging to find out that those kinds of vending machines are not a thing anymore. It's the fact that the Japanese tolerate them and respect them as nothing remarkable. No, they did not tolerate them at all. These machines are straight up illegal. Please check your facts before you speak. There's quite a lot of hate towards Japan, even if the hate is absolutely misdirected. You don't have any district in any country of Europe where pedophilia is everywhere on display, ads, machines, etc. Oh, are you seriously confusing anime girls with pedophilia? Average ultra-popular Japanese game official image. First off, that's Arona from Blue Archive. Blue Archive is South Korean. That being said, the anime adaptation is Japanese, so fine, I'll let you slide. Second, even if Blue Archive, the game, is also Japanese, that is not official image. That is fan art from this artist right here. Go check it out if you're interested. These are the actual official images of Arona, and they are not as provocative as the one that you showed. I am not talking about sexual assault. Pedophilia is just philia. Except it's not pedophilia. This is a fictional character, not a real person. You are confusing fiction and reality. You really should seek help. If you saw an ad for this in Madrid, streets would literally burn. No, it won't. You're just projecting yourself to the people of Madrid. I think it's you who's going to be burning the streets when this image pops up, and that is genuinely more concerning than anything else. Please seek some professional help, you psycho. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.